Good afternoon, everyone. This is Dr. Diggs. It's another beautiful day out here in the Pacific Northwest. We have sunshine for like a week, which is really weird right now. Usually we get snow right now. Anyway, there's been a lot of questions people have been asking me and a lot of talk in my Discord about whether or not mastery abilities stack. So I decided to kind of make a definitive video about it, talking about it and kind of walking through how I know for a fact that mastery abilities do stack with similar units. Now, the primary question that's being asked is whether individual units gain their benefits from their own mastery ability. Because the wording of their mastery ability says fire unit allies max HP up, and you're kind of not really seeing the adjustment to your individual unit's HP when you enter into battle. Let me give you an example. When you have Raldor in your party and you have Rain and you're on the formation menu, Raldor's HP will say 1056 if we're using this level 40 Raldor, for example. Rain's HP, let's just say it's 1000 to make things easy. When you go into battle, Rain's HP will be 1100 and Raldor's will still be 1056. So because of this, a lot of people are saying that the individual units do not benefit from their own mastery abilities. This is actually not true though, and it's just a little bit deceptive how the game is programmed to register their mastery abilities. So in order to prove this and talk about this, Giant actually pulled Raldor for us, and we actually got him to level 40, so I can show you guys what happens when you actually unlock Raldor's mastery ability. So if you look here on the left side in the picture, we do have Raldor at 990 HP. So this is before I unlocked his mastery ability. So this is just regular level 90 Raldor, or level 40 Raldor, sorry. And then after I unlocked his mastery ability, notice that his HP went up to 1056. Now, this is from the formation menu. So this is not from the in battle menu, because if I went into the in battle menu, it would register his HP still as 1056. Now, I do recognize that the little green HP bar here, there's like 323 HP that's being added just because he had an Esper on when we did do these numbers. Basically, what happens though is when you have a unit that has a mastery ability that affects itself and other units, or it'll register it as, say, like fire allies, it's actually, to use the word of a couple other YouTubers, a couple other people who have been talking about this, baked in is what it is. So essentially the HP plus 10% is actually just like a passive HP plus 10% on Raldor. It's not going to register when you go into battle like it does on other units, or other fire units when you go in there. And so that's how you know, in effect, that he is getting the HP 10%, is you look at a situation like this and you say, oh, okay, you know, it looks like he has 10% more HP than he should, or, you know, his HP is definitely different. And, you know, the other side of this as well is, well, Dr. Diggs, that's great that you're able to show the HP. How do I know that he has the fire attack up that he's supposed to have? And this is another one of those things that you can actually check in game. You don't need to check it before and after. You can literally check it with any unit that has a mastery ability like this. That would be like Halloween Leela, Raldor, Elshura, Sakura, any of these types of units. If you go into battle with them with absolutely nothing equipped, no passives, no VCs, no Espers, none of that, what you're going to see is you're going to see that they are going to have the element attack up that they're supposed to have from their mastery ability. So for Raldor, he is going to have that fire attack up that you see down at the bottom. Now, a lot of people are probably thinking, well, there's a whole lot of other stat ups in here. Maybe if I see this HP attack up, this is what, you know, his HP 10% is supposed to be, and maybe it's just not registering. It's actually not the case. Most of the time when you're seeing a lot of those HP ups, attack ups, MP ups, like all of that type of stuff in the main stat menu, that's actually from your guild statues. So a lot of those guild statues are registering under your current stats. And so it can be easy to kind of be deceived and be like, oh yeah, there's the max HP up. And then obviously his HP isn't going up. So, you know, that's kind of where we're at. So a little bit weird, a little bit tricky, and it's understandable why people get confused about this, because it is not specifically called out in the game, and there's really no easy way to prove it unless you have something like Raldor level 40 before and after, like we do right here in terms of the max HP 10%. The fire attack is relatively easy to prove, but the HP is difficult to prove, and so I just wanted to kind of do it this way so that you can see plain and simple that the mastery abilities do stack. Now, or that the units benefit from their individual mastery units. Now that we know that, though, it is really easy to prove that mastery abilities do stack. So if you're like me and you have Christmas Mastery and you have Giants level 40 Raldor, all you have to do is take them into battle together. So I did take my Christmas Mastery and Giants Raldor into battle, and you can see that Giants Raldor now has 1,123 HP, which does mean that he is benefiting from Christmas Mastery's HP up, which does mean he's getting her mastery ability. Now, you can also check this in different ways. If you wanted to check it via damage, for example, you could put like rain in, and you could cast fire with rain, see the damage. You could put Raldor in, cast fire with rain, see the damage. Then you could put Christmas Mastery and Raldor in and test with rain's fire damage to see if he gets both mastery abilities. I'm gonna save you the work. We've actually done this work. Desert Maverick tested this on stream when he first got Raldor, and I have also tested this. Basically, the mastery abilities stack, guys. There's not really there's not really any like any doubt about that at this point. The most doubt that was kind of surrounding this was whether the units benefited from their individual mastery abilities, and that's kind of what we're showing in this video. Now, there is kind of a warning in JP. When we do go to the JP kind of world now and the units with mastery abilities are released, JP actually has a warning about them. So let's go ahead and talk about that. Let's talk about it in regards to little Leela, because this also might be where some of the confusion is coming from. Because if you read the translated notes from JP, we don't have this disclaimer in our information. So like Raldor never had this. But the disclaimer basically says, master abilities that are effective for allies, the effects of the same unit do not overlap. Now this is confusing, right? Because one is translated from Japanese to English, and two, you're like, okay, so they don't overlap, right? Like that's like in your mind, if you're reading this right away, you're like, okay, they don't overlap. But what they're actually talking about is the specific situation in which you will have a Halloween Leela, and then you are taking your friend unit Halloween Leela with you. In that case, you are not going to get the same buff for your units and party members from 2 Halloween Leelas. You're only going to get the mastery ability from 1 Halloween Leela. So that's what this is talking about specifically. So when you see something like this in the future, and I guarantee people are going to be freaking the fuck out, and they're going to think that this is like a global nerf. It's not a global nerf. It's just them clarifying how the mastery abilities work. As always, everybody, if you do want to support me, make sure you use my affiliate link, dig.gs/coins, or you can come and use dig.gs/offer as well. And guys, have a great rest of your day. I hope to see you on my Tuesday night stream as we pull for Typhon, and have just a chill, relaxing night. Peace out, everybody.